Welcome back to BSG. Next up is Scooby-Doo Unmasked with sindarkfatez. Sindarkfatez, where's Scooby-Doo?
I don't know. We'll find out shortly where he is. So I'm just gonna guess I'll just start the countdown to start this run.
Yeah, you're good to start whenever.
Alright, so in 3, 2, 1, go. We're off. So I'm gonna be skipping a lot of the cutscenes in this game, so I'll explain the story. So right now we're going to the tutorial level of the game, which will give us the basics of all what y'all see. So basically explain the story. The reason why we're here is that Fred just wants to see his cousin Jed, and he works for a company called Monstrous Frights and Magic, FFM for short, and to where as soon as we come upon his workplace, he's just missing, and basically the whole game we're just simply trying to figure out where Jed is. So right now I just collected a clue, gave it to Velma so I can open this door. Velma will be the main person I'll be giving my clues for, as she will be helping us solve the mysteries, going down this Mubber slide. I'll explain Mubber a bit later. Right now, I'm just going to skip the cutscene with Fred, simply jump on this camera into the zip line instead of taking the spring, which is a bit slower, doing some more rolls, and I'll explain the movement of the rolls. So we just simply do a jump or roll by pressing X, and we can simply cancel that roll into another one. That's going to cause us to have very fast movement. So Daphne tells us to get rid of these rats to save Velma, but we're simply just gonna leave her to the rats. Jump on this box, roll up here. Let me get the camera a bit. We're gonna do a jump. There's a very small part of the collision to where you can regain your jump. So we can skip all that because the intended way is to simply save Velma, give her a clue so the springs can happen so you can get through this, and that's the end of FFM. And to basically explain how the game format works is that there's going to be 3 worlds. This is World 1, Chinatown, and to where each of the worlds have 3 levels and a boss. But to where since we're trying to go fast, obviously, we're simply going to be skipping all the levels for Chinatown right now. So that's what we're going to be doing. Going to jump up here. Simply do the same thing, just regain our jump so we can get up here. Here's a core game mechanic, which are tokens, and to where the tokens are themed various on their world. For this one, it's Kung Fu. Ooh, I accidentally fell down. It's whatever. So we'll just explain the main movement, as Kung Fu is the fastest, as we can do this movement with dive kicking. Also, if I touch those UV lights, they will destroy my suit, and that's not what we want. We're simply trying to avoid them, so we can set up a glitch. Jump on the edge of that sign, so we can jump over the invisible wall there is. Now we're going to be setting up a glitch, so we can get towards the boss. First, we need to become bouncy, so we're going to bounce off a trampoline right there. We're going to go through these stairs, and just simply grab this ledge and let go. Right now, we're going to go towards Shaggy, interrupt his conversation. And right now we're just going to simply just keep on walking towards Shaggy. And to where you see he's pushing us a bit. And I have my back towards this. As you'll see, he'll be launching us. That wasn't enough height, so we'll just simply go back down so we can get more height from his launch. There we go. That's a more better launch. And right there, the front area, that little trapezoid that's gray, that's where the boss loading zone is. We're going to simply go there, as we're skipping all the levels necessary to be here. We don't even have to solve the mystery, and right now we are on to the first boss of the game. Alright, we're at the dragon right now. To basically explain Mubber will allow us to activate machines so we can get our suits throughout levels and bosses, and right now we're going to need to collect 35 Mubber so we can get the machine, so we can get our Kung Fu suit, as that's the only way to damage the boss, is from some blast we shall do. Simply get 2 hits here, and I'm going to be moving in very specific spots, as this boss is just all manipulations and timing. Nice. Now we're going to move on over here. Simply, we have enough time before he comes over to this area where we're going to be moving him towards. So we're going to simply just get rid of those rats as they can be annoying. He also, in this second phase, he shall start shooting fire blast, but we can simply just get rid of it by shooting a blast of our own. Simply move back here, hit him twice again. Right now he shall be on his final phase, which he'll get a UV light, which we're going to try to avoid, as we'll get rid of our suit. There we go, he just needs one more hit, and that's going to be it. Alright, that was a perfect dragon, and that's going to be the end of World 1. Right now, the next world is going to be World 2, Theme Park. And the only reason why we're here is because there's a transmission that we do pick up from Chinatown, and this is why we're here. But we're simply going to just skip all the levels yet again. We're gonna jump on this trash can, ground pound over here. Jump on these walls so we can get this back coin. That's going to be the World 2 suit for this game. Is a bad suit. All it does is just allow us to glide if you do have enough height. There's not much special about it, but we are going to need it to skip towards the boss. Get over here, skip the cutscene, glide for a moment, get on top of these barrels, go to this corner, and we're simply gonna glide up our way by simply just rotating back the stick back and forth, and we're going to be in the loading zone. And right now we're at the World 2 boss, which is going to be called Katargul. This boss is somewhat RNG, as these spiders you'll shortly see have different drop rates each time, which is the only RNG factor of this boss. Either than that, all those spiders will spawn in the same spots. We're doing something called early mirrors, to where we simply just get rid of mirrors for the start of each phase, which makes it a whole lot faster. Simply do early mirrors again, simply waiting for certain spiders. And right now, these inner mirrors, since we're on the third phase of this boss, the inner mirrors take 2 hits instead of just 1 like the other mirrors. And right now, after this hit, we shall be done with Katargul. And that was a pretty good Katargul. And that's the end of World 2, and we're moving on to the final world, which is Museum. And even though there was a common theme of us skipping all the levels, sadly there is no World 3 skip, so we are going to have to play all the levels and solve the mystery, as we have simply not found a way to get to the boss. So we're simply going to talk to Velma over here so we can move her to a certain spot, grab this clue so we can actually get into the first level, which is actually going to be specific exhibits throughout this museum, and the first one is going to be dinosaur themed. We're simply going to move our way through. Yes?
Saw a great quote in the chat. And I would have gotten away with it too, if it weren't for your meddling speedrunners.
Alright, skip this cutscene. And this is going to be one of the few levels where we do just have to farm mubber. We're only going to need 100 throughout. We do have a specific mubber route. We're just going to simply move on our way. As right now, we're just simply trying to get towards Shaggy. That's the whole point. There is a machine that's going to be where most of our mubbers actually be coming through. This is also kind of another RNG part of this level. It can give you certain amounts, give you varying amounts. We got a perfect amount of 105, so we are good. We're out, so we'll just simply keep on blasting through this level. Just simply doing more rolls and more optimizations, as you'll see shortly, on these rocks. Simply just going to roll on the rocks as they do disappear after a while. We're going to do one more roll on these rocks. Oops, never mind, my momentum stopped. We are going to have to collect this clue. There are certain clues that are necessary to complete a mystery. That one is not necessary, but to basically explain, the first clue you do collect is it basically allows you to collect the token of the world. And this world's theme for the token is Robin Hood, which we shall see later throughout the run. We're simply just climbing up this mountain towards Shaggy. We are nearing our adventure. Alright, so to basically explain now, Shaggy got taken up by a pterodactyl. We gotta go save him by going to a hole through this part. This is where our mubber came into part. We're simply just gonna go up these fans and just simply glide our way to this turtle and go over to this volcano that just spews out, you know, just some air, as all volcanoes do. glide over here to these spiders. I'm gonna try to jump on one, so it is kind of faster. Another clue that is not necessary to solve the mystery, but it does help us navigate towards the World 3 boss. Right now we're about to see a skip. We're simply just need to glide a bit further to this turtle. Alright, we're going to jump on this turtle, as this clue is necessary to actually solve the mystery. We're going to simply glide over here. Instead of going all the way to the top, we're simply just going to just go on some more collision in very specific spots and go down this hole. And right now this is going to be just a chase scene to where there's just some pterodactyls that are just following us. I'm going to move in very specific spots just so they can't hurt me. And this is going to be a great spot for any donations or anything that needs to be read off.
Well, I'd just like to remind everyone that the next run coming up, Murzam Demon Blade, has a bit work going on for the difficulty setting. This bit war will end right before the run starts, so if you still want to get a donation in for that, the best time would be to do it now.
Alright, we are nearing the end. This is going to be the final QTE part of this chase scene. Simply just going to skip all the cutscenes. That's the end of Dinosaur Exhibit. Alright, we're going to simply just be mashing a bunch of through stuff. Alrighty, and to basically explain why I actually overwrited a specific save file is so this shield is up, as to where you would normally need to shoot it down by collecting the token from the Robin Hood. But if you do have a save that has the shield up, for whatever reason it'll stay up for other save files, so it does save a nice bit of time. Right now we are in the second level of Museum, the medieval exhibit. Simply gonna knock over this knight so we can set up this glitch. I was a bit too early, so we'll simply just do the alternate method, that is knight clip. Simply just roll up the fireplace so we can activate this button. We're gonna simply roll down back down here through the fireplace. Now we are outside of the castle. Simply just pass these hooks, as the hooks in this level and just in the whole game in general are pretty weird to use. A lot of time you'll just simply not grab them. Just more moving around. We made it on cycle. Here comes the next glitch. This is called hookless. We're going to do a trampoline storage so we can just get our jumps in the air. Simply just ignore the knight. Do hookless yet again over these hooks. And that's hookless. We're going to knock down these boxes. Do a butt slide in the air, because the game just doesn't stop you whatsoever. Right now, we also do need to collect a certain amount of lumber to get a machine, but it's a low number. It's only 25, which we're about to get right now. Well, we didn't get it, but there's some boxes here just so. Got the Kung Fu suit. We are about to do another skip, as we would need to defeat 24 enemies, but if we just simply, we can go through this wall by just dive kicking and punching it rapidly. Collect the necessary clue to solve the mystery, and that's the end of level 2.
Well, that was an adventure for sure.
It was.
I'd just like to remind everyone that if you want to stay updated with our events, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram under the handle BSG Marathon. You'll get a small behind-the-scenes look of the event and stay up to date with the latest news on our marathons, events, and more. We are also in process of uploading all our VODs to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/bhpmarathon. Be sure to check it out and subscribe to find almost one new video per day in your feed.
Alright, so basically explain this level, Undersea. You would normally need to use the Robin Hood, but we have found recently a way to just simply beat the level without the Robin Hood suit, which does save around 20 seconds. Simply to go up the main part that stopped us for a while, this submarine, but by the works of me and another runner named CT Phantom, we found a way to get up this submarine by just simply rolling in a specific spot, as it does refresh our rolls. We need to collect a necessary clue to solve this mystery, so we have to jump down to this tentacle. Simply do a ground pound over here on some collision that we can't see, and that's a clue necessary. And right now we're going to go down this hole. And this is going to just be another automated section with an airplane. This will also just be another great spot for for any donations or anything that needs to be read out.
Alright. Well, while there's no donations right now, I would always like to remind everyone of the cause we're raising money for, which is Mind. Mind is a nationwide organization coming to prevent mental health issues and to support everyone who is dealing with mental health issues themselves or within their family. Um, all your donations that you donate here will go to Mind. And yeah, as somebody who has a family in which mental health issues are a thing, and I have quite some friends that have been struggling with them as well. I really think mine is doing a good thing, and it's a great cause to donate to.
Alrighty, we're simply at the end of Undersea. And right now we're actually to be solving a mystery in a game all about solving mysteries. We have collected the necessary clues to actually solve this mystery and face the World 3 boss. And the order is going to be Dinosaur Bone, MFM Contract, and Camera Tripod. Skip the cutscene. Now we're actually to grab the Robin Hood token, as it's going to be necessary for the final boss. So we're simply going to grab it on our way while we're on our way to World 3 boss, which is going to be called Caveman. And this is arguably one of the worst bosses in the game, as to where he is just purely RNG. And I'll explain more on why he's RNG after we enter the planetarium. Skip the cutscene and just simply hit him. We get a free hit at the beginning. So you see these power-ups. These are basically just random. The deep freeze isn't a bad power-up to get. It does slow him down, as he does move quite fast throughout this whole level. Ooh, that's what we want right there. If you see anything red, you want to make sure you pick it up. Spark shooters are very good. You just basically get free 3 hits. These are force fields, just give you more hit points. These are electro mines. We simply just don't want to use them. Most of the time you'll just damage yourself, and the caveman will just avoid it. We're on the second phase, which just drops some wires. And now we're just simply waiting for more drops while trying to bump into him. We got more deep freeze, which we shall be using right now. Alrighty. We're coming up on the third phase. Just one more hit, I'm pretty sure, and we shall move on to it. So basically, he just cheats and just gets the spark shooter himself. Because, you know, Caveman does not like to play fair. We actually got another spark shooter. That shall be the end of Caveman. It was pretty alright RNG for all the matter. We are at one of the final levels that we actually play. And to basically just catch you up on the story, we basically just made this whole trip of going to different places for no reason, as it just all led us back to FFM. We are going to be seeing why we had to come all the way back. It's not the same as the tutorial level. There are enemies throughout from the different worlds and levels. As you can see, there's ninjas. And there's also just, you know, electro-pooled fights, water. Simply hit the button. I don't know why we have to hit it again. There's a knight from Medieval. There's also a pterodactyl from Dino. Simply go down this mubber slide yet again. We are going to have to use the spring, sadly, as the camera is not there to help us get to the zip line, but it doesn't matter, as the zip line actually got destroyed, so we need to just go on these slides for a bit. And keep on moving on, just do similar movement that we did at the very beginning of this run. Simply just ignore these enemies, as we're going to be heading up onto another skip if I can get it. Bounce on his head. Nice. Alright, that's Ninja Skip. It just allows us to get to this button a bit quicker, as the normal way to get to the button requires just a lot more platforming, and we don't want to do that, obviously. So we jump on these springs, as we do need to hit another button to open that door. It's gonna be the only times we actually do have to do hooks. We are on cycle, as this is a cycle-based trick. So to get back on the zip line, just ignore the knight yet again. Go down the smubber slide, but the level won't actually end right now, as we are gonna have to fight some enemies ahead of us. Simply just gonna do 2 rolls. Alright, that's back to FFM. And to basically explain, if you were paying attention, if you saw that fish creature in the beginning of the run, that's actually Jed. So it was pointless. Jed was just always there at the beginning. Right now we are on the final boss, which is going to be utilizing all 3 of the tokens we have collected throughout the run. Right now we're using the Robin Hood for the first phase. Simply wait for the target to happen. Hopefully we can get double hit. I was a bit too late on that. We did get the double hit that time, which is nice. Does save a nice amount of time. Now we're going to be using the bat suit and another chase section. I'm going to just explain the movement here a bit. I'm moving clockwise, as there are some manipulations you can do for this. You'll see very shortly, as soon as we shall cancel this flame breath right there, so we get back onto the QTE a bit quicker. And this is also just going to be another spot for donations or anything that needs to be read off, because it's just more QTs.
Alright, I'd just like to make everyone aware that BSG has a partnership going on with Delfino Customs. Delfino Customs is a controller and console business located in England. They specialize in customization, modification, and repairs of controllers. Quote the code BSG5 on any orders up until the 25th of June to get a £5 discount off your order. If you customize your controller cable with their power cord service, £5 will be donated to Mind. Message them directly for all your inquiries via their Twitter page at Delfino Customs.
Alright, so this is the final boss, which we'll be using the Kung Fu Su. We are just going to be stun locking him right now, and time is about to come up very shortly, as it shall happen when we see the save game. Skip all the cutscenes, skip this, and time. Alright,
Great job on that run.
Alright, thank you. And that's Scooby-Doo Unmasked. So right now, I'm just going to give some quick shoutouts to some other community members of this game. Right now, I'd like to give a shout out to CT Phantom, who you should check out. A very good runner at this game. Baz, he streams on YouTube. If you have trouble finding him, just look up Baz Raelian. Glop, he just recently came back, got a sub 20. And also Immuno also got a sub 20 not too far long ago. And there's only been 5 people in the entire community who's ever done that. It's a very challenging time to get. Climbing Coder, he's been trying his hardest to break this game down and try to find World 3 skip. Harsh, even though he's not a consistent runner of Unmasked, but you know, he has performed this game in other marathons. And then I would like to give a shout out to Sam. She is a very good individual level player who I recommend just watching her individual level runs. TV, he's also amazing a hundo player, and I'd like to give the biggest shout out to Fireblade, who basically started this whole gaming community. And if you have any interested in this game or any other Scooby-Doo related games, you can always go to any Scooby-Doo leaderboards and join the Discord. And that's all I have to say. It was a pleasure running this game.
Alright, thank you for that amazing run. Next up is Murasama, the Demon Blade with Ice Mai. And just as a last reminder, there is a bit war going on for the difficulty for that game. You can donate to that up until the start of that game. So if you haven't yet and you're interested to change the fate of that difficulty choice, would be a good time to donate now. And with that, we're just quickly going into an intermission and play some ads, so we will see you soon.